Hello everyone, and welcome to the inaugural episode of the OKPA Fantasy Football Weekly Predictions Show. I guess it's the inaugural since the last one was included with the recap show in week one. But as you know, now it'll be every Thursday. I actually like having this on Thursday to gives managers time to make some free agent moves, make some trades before I make my predictions for the week. So expect this show every Thursday, and obviously the recap show every Tuesday. That's 2 videos coming at you a week. So make sure that you're liking and subscribing, and don't forget to ring that bell so you never miss an episode. This is going to be a shorter video. I hope so anyway. This is me saying this before I record it. So it could end up being long, but it should be shorter since we usually have the long ones on Tuesdays, and I'm trying not to get fired. And I'm not doing this on my personal time. I'm getting paid to do this. Anyway, let's jump right into it. The first section, how did I do? In this section, we're going to look back on my picks from last week and see, well, how I did. This first week, it really doesn't get much more bland than this. I picked 4 correctly and 4 incorrectly. All right, that's enough. The 4 that I picked correctly, I had Michael beating me. I had the Squish over Butler, Ketchin over Swales, and Demo over Nick. The 4 incorrectly, I Hogue over Dave, Mahler over Chad, Tim over Janda, and Matt over Garmin. Since that was my first round of prediction, that brings my overall record to 4-4. Obviously, it's just 1 week. I anticipate my correct percentage to increase over the course of the year as there's more information on teams, seeing how teams do and things like that, but we'll have to wait and see. So that was how did I do. The next section, the week ahead. First game that we're going to take a look at here is Hat Trick Mahomes. He's going in at 1-1 versus T Swift Beehole Eyes at 2-0. Like I said during the recap show, Mueller should not be 2-0 right now. I see Jonathan Taylor running all over the Jets, and Mahomes having a solid showing in a shootout with the Ravens. Julio may be on ice most of the week, but Hill should have a good day for the same reason as Mahomes. I got Hogue winning this one, though, 137.6 to 102.9. The next matchup, Scrubs 0-2 versus Joe Buck Yourself 0-2. This is the battle of two winless perennial powerhouses of OKPA, both managers striving to avoid 0-3. I think Devontae Adams plays this week and has a solid showing on Monday night. He's going to have to in order for the Packers to beat the Saints in New Orleans. Godwin had a week of rest, and it wasn't due to anything other than a head injury, so I don't see it's not going to be lingering. I see him building on that week of rest, and he's going to have a solid showing against Denver. Swales has a couple questionable starts this week, McKissick and Beasley. Chubb should have a great day versus Washington, though, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I'm going to pick up my first win this week, 129.4 to 111.7. The next matchup, Lamar 2-0 versus Asil Terre 0-2. Another perennial powerhouse of OKPA, Janda, is looking to avoid an 0-3 start. Lamar's going to ball out against the Chiefs in the shootout that we've been talking about. I see him with 40-plus points this week. If A.J. Brown plays, which he'll probably be in the starting lineup anyway, he's going to have a big day against a terrible Vikings defense. Henry should benefit from the game script. Jandis currently has 3 starting slots empty, which I think is going to foreshadow how this week goes. The front runner for MVP right now, Russell Wilson, he's going to continue his string of solid starts, but that's not going to be enough. Squish moves to 3-0, 132.8 to 101.7. 2 in the stink, a 1-1 team versus Cleveland Steamers 0-2. Two team names that have to do with the back door, if you know what I mean. This one could get interesting. I think Matt Ryan regresses a bit against a better defense in Chicago. I think Minnesota falls behind early, which is going to limit Dalvin Cook. And I really don't think Dion Lewis will get much work this week with Devonta Freeman getting signed. Kittle should be back against a mediocre Giants team, which could be the shining star for Tim's team. Butler looks like he finally benched Gronk. But I'm not so sure that Hamler will do much better. Metcalf should be the better of the two Seattle wide receivers. Obviously, with Lockett being started by Tim's team. And Edwards-Helaire, I think he'll rebound from last week again in that shootout of a matchup. Tim's going to win this one 121.5 to 108.7, putting Butler to 0-3. Jalapeno Spicy 1-1 versus Schlitzberg 1-1. This one could go either way, which is why it's this week's matchup of the week. Chad's receiving core definitely took a major hit when he traded away Adams, but Melvin Gordon could get the boost in the running game that he needed. Though I'll tell you what, I was never very happy with Melvin Gordon's performances, but who knows? Maybe he picks him up. Maybe he picks it up. Rodgers will have to show up against or for the Packers in order for them to win against New Orleans in New Orleans, and Hopkins should continue his hot streak. I see Mike Evans taking a step back for Dave now that Godwin's back and playing. I'm not so sure Noah Fink can continue what he's been doing either. Especially because it looks like he's only been getting work in like one half of the games. Miles Sanders should benefit from game script against Cincy, which is going to help out a lot. Close one here, but I have Schlitzberg winning 132.6 to 127.8. She digs Mayfield 2-0 versus Raindrop Crop Top, also 2-0. Battle of the undefeated teams to see who can remain unbeaten. Baker should benefit from facing a weaker Washington defense. I obviously see Fournette regressing from last week, but Calvin Ridley will continue to shine, especially if Julio misses. Kelsey's going to benefit from the shootout. That's definitely the game that you want as many pieces of as you can get. Tannehill should get Tennessee ahead early against the horrible Minnesota defense. But then we can definitely see him slowing down because of the game script, which is when Thielen's going to shine. He's going to have a big day in order to keep Minnesota in this thing. I don't expect another 50 bomb from Aaron Jones, but I do see him doing well. Demo stays unbeaten, 157.8 to 140.9. Pelosi blowout 1-1 versus Schuster. I just met her 0-2. This matchup could definitely get out of hand early. Cam finally regresses from his two rushing touchdown at per game average, but Josh Jacobs will beat his 20-point projection. Manders will need a couple scores in order to stay competitive versus Chiefs, like I've been saying all along. It's definitely the game that you want pieces of. Eckler shouldn't have too much of a time rushing against the Panthers. That poor brother of mine, he's going to miss McCaffrey a lot this week. Forced to start Adrian Peterson and Jamal Williams at running back. Watson should be able to make some noise against Pittsburgh, and Beckham and Juju should have acceptable days. That's not going to be enough, though. Garmin will be too much for the CMC-less rookie, 131.8 to 112.7. The last matchup of this week, Team America 2-0 versus Rookies R Us 1-1. Like I said in Tuesday's show, don't expect too many more wins from Ketchen. I know he had a big week last week, but don't expect it again. At least not for a while. Mike is riding the hot dick coming off the top scoring performance of last week. I don't think Kyler continues to rush for a touchdown plus per game, but he'll make up for it in the passing game. Kenyon Drake finally is going to put together a good showing and beat his projection. Touchless Kareem Hunt. He's going to see more work in the first half against Washington, but he won't find the end zone twice in this one simply because he's not playing against me. Dak should throw for 400 this week against Seattle. May even find the end zone with his feet. Four looks like he's back to being healthy and should see some solid work against Pittsburgh. The Packers are definitely going to have their hands full this week with Kamara, but Higbee won't find the end zone this week. Michael stays perfect, 142.7 to 120.6. And that's a wrap. I told you I was going to keep it pretty brief. Less than 11 minutes so far. I'll get this thing wrapped up in 12 minutes. Hopefully my record can be better than 4-4 showing from last week. Best of luck to everybody this week in their matchups, with the only exception being Swales. As noted at the beginning of the show, you can catch me here every Thursday over the course of the season for my game predictions. We'll see you all next week on the OKPA Fantasy Football Weekly Predictions Show. That's all for now. Bye.